It's a burn. Whoa, it's so deep. I don't know if you heard me counting, but I did over 1,000. Here I am down here working up a sweat, but with really bad form. So I don't want this to be you guys. So today we're going to go over not only the exercises that I see done most incorrectly, but how to do them correctly so that you can get a good burn and not a bad burn. So first one is a crunch, and we'll do the bicycle crunch too in there. So for this first basic crunch, where people tend to go wrong is this. Several things. Number one, they pull their neck. Number two, they hold their breath. And number three, they, just like that. That actually hurt just doing that. So yeah, people pull their neck. They really use their spine to help them up. Hip flexors too, if you notice my feet dangling in the air there. To actually make this correct and not hurt yourself, again, hands can go behind the head. You can always cross them if it's not comfortable to be behind the head. But you want to keep those elbows open, eyes looking directly up to the ceiling. Gently pull that belly button in. And then you're going to exhale as you lift, leading from those lower abdominals, right? So now I'm keeping that spine straight. I'm not using my neck. And you should be able to really feel a good burn, even though I'm not lifting very high, because now I'm actually focusing in on the abdominals, okay? So the second part of that crunch, that bicycle crunch, again, not a bad exercise in and of itself, but that is what I normally see from people. So again, you're getting pulling of the neck. You're getting just rapid movement. It's like 80s aerobics right here, which again works more the hip flexors and probably the spine than you are focusing in on those abs. So slow and controlled. So hands behind the head, elbows open. Don't pull with that arm. You want to lead from that oblique. One leg is going to straighten out as I lift a little and twist, trying to keep that belly button pulled in. Notice how slow and controlled. You can even see maybe a little bit. My abs are shaking a little. Because I'm using them and trying not to use the other muscles. All right, the next one is the bridge. You probably have seen someone doing this one wrong. This is what I get a lot. And with that noise too, believe it or not. So where are you going wrong here? Number one is lifting way too high. So we're trying to keep that spine relatively neutral. And so you don't want to lift so high that the rib cage is arching, right? And now I'm actually using my neck if I'm lifting that high up, okay? Number two, people really don't think about activating those glutes. So they just kind of go in motion like this, and their feet are going up and down. So to do this one correctly and to get those glutes really fired, number one, of course, pulling in on the abdomen. Number two, squeeze those glutes. I usually have people even start up on their heels a little bit, so you take the hamstrings out just a touch. Of course, breathing. You're going to lift up. You can do a tiny little pelvic tilt right at the top of your neutral spine here to engage those glutes a little more. You just don't want to move that rib cage, right? No arch in there. So that little extend and back down. Nice and gentle and easy. Probably noticing a theme here. All right, number three is the bird dog. With the bird dog, what I often see go wrong is people arching their spines and tilting their hips. So when you do opposite arm and leg, I see this arch and I see this tilt, which really tweaks the back and is not really stabilizing what you want to stabilize. So to do this one properly, make sure that you are even on hands and knees. Think about, again, pulling the belly button in a little, squeezing those buns. You can have somebody watch you, or you can even take your cell phone right on top of your back. That will help you know if you're tilting or not tilting. And then you want to, again, stay squeezed. Really try to come out nice and straight. So again, notice it's nice and slow and controlled here. And again, if you're not 100% sure if you're doing this one without twisting, grab that cell phone and put it on your back, or grab a buddy and they'll help you out too. The next one I see done wrong a lot is the push-up. Now, where people go wrong in this one is that when they come down, they arch their back They flare out their elbows and they do something really wonky and funky with their head and shoulders. They're not in a straight line at all. Bad on the shoulders, bad on the back. So to make this one better, if you tuck those toes again, of course, think about even a little pelvic tilt. Make sure that butt is lifted. Now those elbows are going to go straight back, not out to the side, which is better on the shoulder. You're going to keep that head, I'm going to come back up. You're going to keep that head in a neutral position for you. So not looking down, not looking up, in that comfortable position, usually at an angle. And then you want to make sure that you let yourself come down and then come back up, okay? As opposed to just teeny tiny little motions here. Now, if that is too difficult, there are some great ways to modify that. So a great way to modify the push-up is actually coming right onto the wall. Same idea, and you're going to bring those elbows behind you, keep your body straight and flat, and just head right into the wall. One more. If the wall's a little bit too easy for you, you just go down onto a lower surface. This is about counter height. So same idea. You can even go down lower, like onto a table or something like that, as long as you're keeping good form, right? That's the key thing there. The last exercise of the day in my modeling pose is the clamshell. Another exercise that is one of my favorites, but again, I see it done wrong all the time. So where people go wrong with this one is that they bring their legs too far forward and using your hip flexors more than the side butt. The other thing I see is people rotating backwards, which again, doesn't allow you to isolate those muscles. So you want to bring those legs back so you're in line. So if you straighten out your legs to start, you should see your little toesies and maybe some of your feet too, but not your leg. That's how you know you are too far forward. From there, you'll bend your knees without letting those hips slide forward. Keep those feet glued together, and you're only lifting that top leg as high as you can without the rest of your body moving. If you're tight, it may be even more limited. So there you have it. The exercises I see people do at home and in the gym, way wrong, but can be way better. So thanks again for tuning in today.